If you were to walk down this block 60 years ago, you would have seen a very different setting than what now exists. Instead of the Zoomies, Chase Bank, and Pret Manger you see today, you would instead see a long row of bookstores. This area, once famously called Book Row, now only has one remaining bookseller, the world-famous Strand Bookstore. Strand was founded in 1927 by Fred Bass and was a popular gathering site for writers, booksellers, and book buyers alike. Since then, Strand has reached cult status in the book enthusiast community and is a tourist destination for many people visiting New York. But just like all things, Strand has changed. Since opening, Strand has been passed along the Bass family line and is currently owned and operated by Nancy Bass, granddaughter of the original owner Fred Bass. The world has changed. Strand has adapted to the modern era and manages to appeal to a wide amount of the general public. The greatest modern change and threat to the book industry is the introduction of online shopping. Online shopping allows the consumer to complete most shopping tasks from the comfort of their own home. This has obviously been a struggle for many up-and-coming booksellers. A recent study in the Philippines explored how independent booksellers are overcoming these issues. Strand is actually using one tactic presented in the study, specialization, which is when a store decides to have a specialty. Another article describes a way that physical and online shopping could coexist and create profits for both parties. Through use of a formula, which I won't explain because I find that redundant, this study found that if a bookstore is located so that many consumers are exposed to it, the store will be able to thrive. Both of these tactics were used by Strand in its struggle to survive in the ever-changing market. Further implementation of these methods, both intentional and unintentional, can be seen in the interviews I performed. All interviews show how Strand had changed to compete with the ever-growing online market. Some of the changes that the people I interviewed noted was how Strand had to update what they were selling. The primary focus of Strand may be books, but the store also has an area featuring items such as records, card games, and t-shirts. This is an example of specialization, as Strand is making itself more specialized towards people who enjoy doing nerdy things, such as reading, listening to vinyl records, and wearing book-related t-shirts. The specialization of Strand continues as each floor of the store is dedicated to a different type of book. The basement has informational books, the first floor general fiction, the second floor graphic novels and children's books, and third floor rare books. And this type of specialization makes for a specifically themed mini bookstore on each floor of Strand, a store that appeals and attracts a very specific type of consumer. Something that was not mentioned by any of the people I interviewed is how the area around the bookstore has changed. Now that Book Row has dissolved and left only Strand, what remains in its place? The block now features a wide variety of stores, for example, a skate shop, a convenience store, and a car rental area. These businesses show one of the reasons why Strand continues to survive in the era of online shopping. These stores bring a diverse group of people into an area, and, as mentioned earlier, if a bookstore is in an area where a large number of consumers are exposed to it, then it will be able to successfully survive in the world of online shopping. Strand's placement not only brings in a large number of consumers, it also brings in a diverse number of potential consumers, which allows the store's specialized floors to be put to good use. These two tactics are the main reason why Strand has survived in the age of online shopping. Because of how the store has been designed and its placement, Strand has managed to be one of the most successful and most iconic bookstores of all time. Without these tactics, Strand, a well-loved bookstore and modern icon of New York, may have disappeared much like the rest of Book Row.